Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another interview in our World Autoinflammatory Awareness interview series. Today is MKD Awareness Day. I'm not even going to try and pronounce it, the full name of it. It was formerly called HIDS. It's now known as MKD. I am here with Ludmila, who is the mother of Alexei, who has MKD, and she joined us in February for Rare Disease Day, and told us her and Alexei's amazing story, how they had to leave Ukraine and go to Hungary, and so I thought it would be fantastic to check in to see how they are doing, and what what better day to do it on the awareness day for the disease that Alexei has. So, Ludmila, how are you doing today?
Nice to see everybody. We are quite okay. I cannot say that everything is okay, but we're trying to do our best. Um, uh, Thank you for gathering people around our community and sharing information about those rare diseases, because the more people know about it, the more happy people will be in the world. You know, our story is quite long. We found out the diagnosis only when the son was 30 years old, so it's quite long.
Yeah, and talk a little bit about that, about what it was like, with him growing up. Our theme is navigating the maze, the medical maze, and it definitely, with your story, it's a perfect example of what it's like to try and figure everything out with and try and get answers and try and get that diagnosis. So maybe talk a little bit. Obviously, like you said, the story's very long. You've had a very long and arduous journey to where you are now, and as you said, it's still hard, of course. And so maybe talk a bit about things such as the misdiagnoses when he was younger, and how it led to the actual diagnosis when he was 30 years old.
Um, it's difficult to be short telling this long
No,
story.
as best you can do. Yeah, we
We,
don't have a time limit, so yeah.
you know, we noticed the first symptoms of something bad when he was 3 months old. 3 months old, but we were hospitalized, but doctors couldn't see the real diagnosis. So that was the start of permanent being sick, having different symptoms, and getting hospitalized. Uh, the most common feature for all his problems was fever, and he suffered a lot when his fever was higher, when his temperature was higher than normal. And at the age of 2.5, we noticed his joints swollen. So he was prescribed, okay, he was examined, and rheumatoid arthritis was his diagnosis. But some doctors noticed that his liver was much, much bigger than normal liver. Mhm. And so I was a dedicated person. I wanted to find a reason why my son had such an unclear disease, unclear diagnosis. All these symptoms that are listed in the description of his diagnosis were during all those 30 years. And we visited a lot of hospitals in Ukraine and in Moscow. At that time, we were in the no, we were in independent Ukraine, but we were not.
Hmm. I
We were
understand.
not.
Yeah.
We were friendly with that country. So,
Yes. Yes.
and even in Moscow, they couldn't put the right diagnosis. It was in 2008, in 2002.
Okay.
And that rare diagnosis was not clear even in that big medical institution. Alexei was prescribed hormone, prednisone, it was called at that time, and he took it 10 years. And yes, I tried to make this dose smaller, but we couldn't because he got sick again. Okay, there was a great episode when we managed to stop taking prednisone. He dreamt to be a good sportsman, and he started rowing. He joined a team. And I was honest with the coach, and I told that this boy has such a kind of disease like rheumatoid arthritis. And the coach told me, you shouldn't worry. He is among children and he is under my control. And Alexei went to the river every day during a month. And when I left him his tablet in the morning, he forgot to take it. But he went to the river, he was active, and probably emotional condition helped him a lot. Mm-hmm. And I decided, okay, if he feels okay without this tablet, I would see what it will be. So in this way, we stopped taking prednisone. But he got sick in a month and a half, but we didn't take prednisone. Since then, he took prednisone only when he was very, very hard pain. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And at the age of 26, he got a stroke. Nobody could explain the reason, and I couldn't. We thought that he was just such an emotional person, and he didn't have a job, but he wanted to be independent, so he worried a lot. Nobody could see the truth. Then he got okay, what is this in English? Let me look.
Sure.
Then he got a kind of surgery because he had a lot of adhesions. So wow. he and again, nobody could explain why. And in 8 months after this operation, he got the second stroke, and that was a great problem because after that second stroke, he lost a lot. He couldn't remember anything. He couldn't speak. He couldn't actually his leg and arms, both arms. He couldn't use them properly. So, and that was unknown for everybody. For neurologists, unclear. For neurologists, for rheumatologists who had been controlling his health. I asked a lot of questions. Why did it happen? What have we missed? And then I found a doctor in another city who, after my story and after some examinations, she suspected that this is a genetic disorder. And then Alexei's blood was taken to the United States laboratory where, I'm sorry, he's here. One moment, please.
Sure.
Please. Yeah, he got up. I'm sorry. He distracts me. Okay. That laboratory sent us the conclusion MKD HIDS, hyperimmune globulin D syndrome. Yeah, HIDS is a kind of MKD. MKD is mevalonate kinase deficiency. So we found out the diagnosis that he probably had. Okay, he sure had all his life, but we didn't know, and the doctors didn't know. Yeah. And he was prescribed anakinra or Ilaris or Actemra, and it was quite a difficult story to find money for those medications because the government didn't pay for that. So all people who knew us, and people who didn't know us donated money, and we started. I started giving him anakinra in March 2020.
Wow.
Okay, anakinra helped. So the injections are very, very difficult to cope with. You know?
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, I used to do anakinra. Now I do Ilaris, so I only have to do it once a month now. So I understand, though. Yeah.
But intravenous, yeah, it's also.
Oh my.
Yeah. How do
No,
you get
I do it
Ilaris?
subcutaneous. I get the vial and I give myself the injection.
Oh, yeah, it's my. I forgot. It's Actemra that is given through the veins. Okay,
Yep.
intravenous. Yeah, that was my mistake.
No, that's okay.
And it helps because there were no such symptoms that he had all his life before. It helps a lot, but again, where can we take the money to buy this medication? When this active war started in our country, I mean February 2022, my friend persuaded me that they could help me move out of Ukraine, and I gave up. I didn't want to be okay. I didn't want to bother anybody because I know that my son was very difficult after the stroke, very difficult for transportation, very difficult for anything, because I cannot leave him alone. He's a child now at his age. He does not remember any new information. So I gave up and we moved to Hungary. Somebody told me that anakinra is available in Hungary, and I started looking. First of all, I hoped Malena, she was very active, trying to help us to move to Switzerland because such patients are given more attention from the government there, more than in Ukraine. But we failed. It was very difficult for my son, for me, and I understand that country has their own rules. And we stayed here in Hungary, and I started looking for a doctor. I found a great doctor, and he was with us only for almost a year and a half, and then he got sick, and he's not at work since then.
Oh my.
I'm very sorry. Yeah, it was a great doctor, and he helped when we finished with the anakinra taken from Ukraine. He helped us to get anakinra from their hospital because the expiry date was almost over in 1 or 2 months, and it was taken to the hospital for people who suffered from COVID. But at that time COVID was not so active, and so some group of doctors, and maybe the chief doctor, they decided to give that stuff to Alexei, so we were happy. But then okay, yeah, when we I saw that we would have no anakinra, no other medication to help Alexei, I asked our Ukrainian mothers who use anakinra or Ilaris for their children, because when since 2022 Ukraine couldn't sign any agreement with Novartis about anakinra, and patients in Ukraine who needed anakinra were not given it. So it was only our task, their parents, or maybe if they are grown up, it was their responsibility to find and to buy by your own expenses. Okay, I asked such mothers. We have a group on Viber where we communicate, about maybe somebody can share Anna with me, and one mother, she shared Ilaris and a few Anna shots with us, because her child has the same MKD diagnosis, and they went to France after February 2022, where Ilaris is given for free to such children, to such patients, without any problems, because you have medical documents and you can take Ilaris. Even you don't need even to come there every month. You don't need to come. They give you, I didn't ask for how long she is given that medication, but she keeps it at home in her fridge, and she does the injections by herself, as you do. Yeah. So, but in Ukraine, she had 5 doses of Ilaris. She donated them to me. It was a long way to get it. I wouldn't make you tired telling that story. But then we had 5 more doses and some Ilaris. And in March, we had to go to Ukraine, to our native city, because Alexei needed a surgery. It happened. The doctors told us that it happened with young men. I hope people who suffer, people who have such diagnosis might think if it is possible with them, but the surgeon, the professor who did the surgery didn't know about it. So my son suffered from, let me pronounce it in English, pilonidal sinus. Pilonidal or pilonidal sinus. It's a problem. You don't know what it is. Okay. People who are interested could find out information on the internet. I'm not a doctor. I cannot give the right description. But it had to be operated because we tried to treat it for a year and a half by special what is this, special medications, but we failed. And when we came to Ukraine, it turned out that doctors do not know about his MKD disease, and we spent 4 months there, 4 months, since March till the middle of June. He was operated only at the end of May because doctor number 6 in our list agreed to take him as a patient. The previous 5 doctors refused. So maybe because they don't know about this diagnosis, maybe because he's unpredictable because of his 2 strokes. But he had to be, what is this? He had to get anesthesia. Anesthesia.
Yep.
So maybe doctors were afraid to risk. And I understood that this is a time when not only a patient can choose a doctor can also choose a patient.
Yes.
So
it's
having such a diagnosis makes our life difficult in different ways. So there was another person in Hungary here. We got connected via Facebook, and he has a child with the same diagnosis. But because they couldn't give Ilaris here, they moved to another country in Europe. They moved there to live. They got medical insurance because the father of that child started working there. And having that medical insurance, they have the right to get Ilaris for their child. So she presented us with Anna that she didn't need.
So that's amazing. You have people from all over the place just sending you medicine. It's fantastic. It's fantastic.
I'm an Anna beggar.
No. You need it. I mean, we know how expensive it is. It's ridiculously expensive. And access to it is so tough. So how much do you have left for him?
We saved three boxes, 3 boxes per 7 shots. Why did I say saved? Because we hoped to Alexei was okay. I hoped that Alexei would be operated in March, and I stopped giving him anakinra.
Because of the
I stopped.
immunosuppression.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you know the reason.
Yes.
Yeah, and it took 4 months without anakinra. Then his wound is not healed yet. It's a
Okay.
natural process.
Yeah, yeah.
It will take some time. And the rheumatology doctor here refuses to give him injections, to let him give him injections until the wound is healed completely. So he is without anakinra, without any
Oh my.
basic medication for more than 4 months. I'm really afraid, but his doctor refused. I don't know what to do. I have anakinra here at home, but I'm afraid to do it without her permission because I don't know the result. I need.
Because we're not doctors, and yeah, I mean, obviously talk to doctors, second opinions, things like that. But this is important why we get these messages out, because there could be others going through the same thing you're going through and just haven't spoken out like you are.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine what Alexi's going through right now, not having any medication and dealing with a healing wound. That's got to be so tough on him and you, and what are you doing to kind of cut through it all and look at the silver lining of it all?
I cannot cope with this. The only time when I cannot say quiet, but the only time when I can approach that condition is when he's sleeping. But when he is not sleeping, I worry a lot. I watch him. Yesterday, I told you, yesterday he had low blood pressure. The day before yesterday, he had high blood pressure. He showed his belly and says, it hurts. He showed his back and says, it hurts. I don't know what to do. I don't know. Okay, doctors here, especially here in Hungary, they have their special rules, what to do, what not to do in certain cases. And the doctor cannot tell me start giving him anakinra because we know why, we know the reasons. And the doctor in Ukraine, we could communicate via Viber, and she could give her recommendations officially. She also knows that until the wound is open, Ilaris or anakinra will suppress the immune system work, and it will not heal. I mean, the wound will not heal even longer. So I don't know what to do. I'm living as I can. This is our reality. And do you have, some people ask me, why did you come here? Why didn't you go to the States or some more developed country? Do you have a better system? I mean, a better help in your country? People with MKD, with FMF, or with other autoinflammatory syndromes, are you supported by the medical system in your country?
To an extent.
What
I
is
mean, there's a lot of hoops you have to jump through, and it's a lot of just like you're doing, finding second opinions, going to multiple different doctors. It's the same thing. I mean, I've been in positions where medicine has just been taken away from me because of the insurance companies. Here, it's the insurance companies. Over there, it sounds like it's a lot of government regulation. And obviously doing what you're doing, being, being a mother, but also being an advocate. It's tiring. It's exhausting. Uh, everything, like you're worried about the anakinra. Obviously, you're not just going to give it to him because the doctors say not to, and everything, with our stuff, you should talk to a doctor first because you don't know what reactions are going to happen. Like you said, he's got a wound healing. You do the anakinra, it suppresses the immune system. The wound doesn't heal properly. You have more complications. It's just this endless, like we call it, it's an endless maze. It is. You're going to one dead end, and you're turning a corner, and it's another dead end. And, that's why we're getting your message out. That's why we're doing this interview, so that folks can hear your story and hopefully either offer support. Maybe doctors will reach out. Maybe someone else will be in the same situation, and you can connect and at least have that moral and emotional support. You have FMF and AID and the support groups there, and talk a little bit about that, about FMF and AID and Milena, and what the organization has kind of done and been there to do for you.
I have something else to add, if you let me.
Absolutely.
Some more minutes.
Yeah, absolutely.
We talked about anakinra because anakinra and Ilaris were prescribed by a rheumatology, but who found this right diagnosis. But the doctor who takes control over such a disease in Ukraine is the immunology doctor, and she could give prescriptions only for these two medications, for anakinra and Ilaris. But the first doctor, she also wrote that Alexei could take Actemra or tocilizumab.
Okay.
So Actemra and tocilizumab happened to be available for Alexei in Ukraine, and his doctor, his immunology doctor, told me that she doesn't have the right to make an order for this prescription, for this medication. But if I ask our local local clinic to help us at their expenses, they could help. It was like a miracle for me. I happened to have a ball between two clinics, between the regional clinic and local clinic. So I started asking them. I wrote different documents and made it officially, saving copies for myself. And at the end of the previous year, I got a message from our general GP, general practitioner, family doctor, that they can pay for anakinra for a month. Sorry, not anakinra, Actemra, for Actemra for a month. Okay, they paid. And we went to our local city to take this medication from a drugstore. Then when we came for the operation in March, I asked her if anything is also possible with Actemra, because we are almost without medication. And she told me, yes, you can come every month and I will give you a prescription and you can have again a dose for 1 month for free, but you should come once a month. Okay, we were given one more dose, and then I decided that I cannot visit Ukraine once a month. I cannot stay there because of the war. And it's expensive and very tiresome for me, for my son. So I decided, I have a great friend. She told that she could do it if I gave her, that is the doctor's demand. I should give her legal trust.
Oh, yep. Okay.
So I did that, I paid for that, and with this document, she comes to our local doctor, and the previous month they didn't give us, but I hope that next month they will give us again the right to get this Actemra for free. So except those boxes, 3 boxes of anakinra, I have 3 doses, each one for a month, of Actemra.
Okay. So
Mm.
and
This is
then
our
the
short story.
anakinra is just like a breakthrough kind of thing to use when needed, correct? Is that for the anakinra it's used as needed for him, or does he use it daily?
He was prescribed to take it daily.
Oh, okay. Okay. So oh my. So yeah, again, this is what people all over the world are dealing with is trying to get access to these medicines because of how expensive they are, how hard they are to get prescribed, and you have to jump through so many hoops, rely on the kindness of others. You know, I've been there. I have when it comes to medicine, relying on the kindness of others and having to jump through those hoops in any country. It doesn't. No one's experience is diminished by anything of anybody. One person's journey is not harder than the others, but I am gonna admit that your and Alexi's journey is much harder than most people's, and I want to make sure that people understand that it's incredible what you've done for your son. Incredible.
But it's my duty.
Yeah.
I gave life to my child. I have to help him. Nobody knew that he would be sick. The books are not the books. The articles from the internet tell that one gene comes from his father, one gene comes from his mother. So it was because we, his parents, have such genes. He got them and the disease became active. I didn't know that I have such a gene. Nobody knew because in our country it was not, uh, nobody thought about, a lot of people didn't think about genetic
Sure.
tests before becoming parents. It's not common for our country even now. Only people who know that they have some serious problems with health could get their genetic tests if they want to get married and have children. But the time when I was got married and expected to become a mother, we didn't even know about that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, when I remember the first genetic testing was really done in the late '90s, and
Mm-hmm.
I know I was given a genetic test in the late '90s, and I know it was early days for it, and but that's the same. It's the same in everywhere when it comes to the genetic testing. People don't think about these things. They don't think I'm gonna, ooh, could I be a carrier of some weird disease before they get married and have kids? Then they do the common things, the common checks, cancer screening, HIV, the normal ones that the media and the propaganda tells you to worry about. But for our rare diseases, our especially autoinflammatory, no one thinks about those. Whether it's in Ukraine, the United States, the UK,
And it's very expensive.
it's
It's
very
still
expensive.
expensive.
Yeah, it's very expensive. A lot of doctors won't don't want to deal with having to prescribe it. The insurance then having to deal with insurance companies if you have insurance involved. So it's it's a shame that diseases like MKD fall among the wayside even more so than some of the other autoinflammatory diseases. Because look what happened to Alexei. If he had been diagnosed at an earlier age, the strokes probably wouldn't have happened. The quality of life would be there now at this point. And that's the message that I know you want to put out there is the early diagnosis thing is huge because as you said he was sick his whole life but he didn't
Yeah.
get diagnosed until 30. And it's just there's that maze again. This is every turn is a dead end, and you have to turn around one step forward, two steps back. But go ahead.
Please. I, I just got the thought that I wanted to share with those who are not experienced yet.
Yeah, go
We
for it.
had to contact with different doctors, and a lot of doctors didn't know what it is. If I say them the name of the diagnosis, they pretend that they have heard, but most of them didn't tell the truth. Only one told. I asked him if he would be our doctor to control my son's condition. And he asked me, "Do you want a doctor who doesn't know anything about your disease?" He was the only one who gave such an honest answer. I understood that he doesn't know anything, and he probably won't study what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So now, when I'm going to visit a new doctor, I'm taking some papers with the short description of this disease in Ukrainian, clear language for them, because I found it in English. I could translate it into Ukrainian. And when I come to them, I told, I know that nobody knows everything. I also don't know everything about my profession, in my profession. And I think that this information could help you. If you need, please take it. And some of them said thank you.
Mm-hmm. And
Because
others, what did the others do? You said some said thank you.
others asked me
Oh,
questions.
good. Well, that's good. That's good.
And I tell what I know,
Of
but I don't
course.
know this as a doctor is expected to know, because I don't know medicine. I don't know the connection of
Yeah,
everything in our
of
body.
course.
I cannot understand and explain everything. I expect them to do that. But it's a rare disease, and
Yeah.
I found this information in the what is this in Mariana's group on Facebook, where people shared what they did. A lot of people, I mean, a lot of doctors do not know anything about that disease, and they are helpless in our case. And if we want them to help us, we have to be we have to be what is this volunteers to bring them information, at least
Yep.
one sheet of paper with the shortest information about our disease, and let them know if we have come to you. uh, let's share what we know. When they ask me, I usually answer what I know. Maybe I sound silly. Okay, I recalled a case when two doctors looked at me as a crazy person when I described my son's reactions when he was sick. When, his fever is not hot. His fever causes trembling because he's cold.
Yeah, chills. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
chills.
Yeah, he
Thank
gets
you.
the chills. Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of doctors criticized me when I asked for some. When he was a child, we asked for bottles with hot water because there was anything to make him warm. So, and a lot of them criticized me that I didn't take off his, what is this, his blanket,
Yeah.
but I tried to put several blankets on him. So some doctors thought that I was crazy.
No, yeah, that's not a doctor's job, unfortunately. There unfortunately, it's something that we see everywhere. Is that medical gaslighting and trying to being told it's all in your head, you're crazy, that you don't know what you're talking about, but as we have learned from speaking to others as well, a mother's intuition is a mother's intuition.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure that played a really big part in this whole process, and everything that you've been going through is your motherly intuition. So, but you mentioned Milena and the fact that we need to volunteer and get information out there. And I know that FMF and AID, what they're working on is to get that information to doctors so that there are training materials, educational materials, and that the doctors won't tell you you're crazy, won't treat you like you don't know what you're talking about. So that's the goal here, and it's hard not to get emotional. It is, and to not feel for what you and Alexi go through, what the mothers and children that we've talked to before go through, what Milena goes through, what I go through, what we all go through with rare diseases, and it's why we raise awareness. It's why we get messages out.
You are doing a great job.
Thank you.
People who, as you, as Mariana, as some other volunteers who support, who help this association, you get more information that people who happened to see the disease for the first time. I felt lost in this huge world where nobody can tell me what it is. When I found Mariana on Facebook, she was the first person who opened this way to me. And I little by little, I started gathering information and understanding what it is. HIDS, MKD, autoinflammatory diseases, Anna Kinra, and other people's problems. But without Mariana in our country, I would know nothing. I would have known nothing. So the way that Mariana and you as well, Chris, that you try to spread the information about people is the only way for us. Thank you so much. Our doctors, I shared this, I shared the link of association with the doctors who were interested in.
Good.
I gave it to several doctors because I expect them to start getting involved. To at least one doctor, a neurology doctor, told me he apologized before that, and he said, I don't know why your son had 2 strokes, but please, if you find the reason, please let me know, because if I come across with another person with a stroke, I could suspect that such a disease could cause a stroke. Thank you very much that you are sharing, spreading information about such diseases. There are even doctors who want to know more.
Yeah. Absolutely. And that's an amazing story right there of a doctor telling you, if you get more information, let me know so I can prevent future cases of this happening again. I mean, that's the goal. That's the main, that doctors will start wanting that, not just 1 or 2, but all of them. So, Ludmila, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for sharing yours and Alexi's story. And I hope that Alexi and you have a wonderful evening, and you're able to go on your walk, and that you both stay happy and healthy, and keep your heads up. And we are all here to support you. And
thank you.
Please. So no, sorry. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you too. Bye-bye.
Bye. So thank you, everybody. And this was an emotional one. Remember to share FMF and AID's website, www.fmfnaid.org. And remember to share the GoFundMe link, which is right below me. You're seeing me in double right now because Ludmila had to go. And instead of messing up the layout, I'm just gonna leave it like this. Thank you, everybody, and we'll see you later. We have another one coming up in about 4 hours, so we'll see you all then. Take care.